Hi, this is Camille from my Junk Journal Heaven. I have a project tonight. I made a video last night and it was too long for my editing program to let me edit it, and I would have edited some parts out to make it shorter. So tonight we're going to redo it. And this is what I'm making, and it's kind of a one-sheet wonder. It's a 12 by 12 paper. And you cut it certain ways. Somebody's probably already seen this type of thing where you keep folding and unfolding. And then this would be the back of it. And you open it up and you have the other side of the paper. And of course I put pockets and things in this while I was doing it last night. Okay, let's see. And this way, I made a little envelope. But I can do that better tonight too. And there we have it. And we're back to the front. And I designated this as the front and decorated it. And I will go ahead and use this one, but I want to show you how I made it first. So I picked this paper. This isn't particularly my favorite paper, but, well, you know, I do have this other piece. I was going to do this one because it's more neutral, but this one I like better, and it's not that much heavier. So I think I will go ahead and use it. And you want it to be 12 by 12 as much as possible. And we're going to score it. Get it over to the edge there. Okay, we're going to score it at 4 and 8. I'm going to score here at 4. And I'm going to score at 8. And the reason I'm scoring it is so I know where to cut it. I could draw lines. I don't trust my lines that much. All right, and then we're going to do it, turn it a quarter turn and do the same thing again. Yesterday was just not my day. I don't know. I hope everybody's having a good day today. Today's been much better. I went to my water aerobics class and I came home and I thought, on the way home, I thought, oh, I've got some lettuce, some good mixed greens, and I'm going to make a nice salad for dinner. So I got home and I fed my little dog, and I got out my salad greens and my bowl for my salad. When I have a salad for dinner, I have a big one, and I usually have greens, and sometimes I put in peppers, bell peppers, and by the way, I'm going to fold this so I know where the lines are. Bell peppers, and I put in this fruit and nut stuff, or anyway, it's protein nuts and things like that I get at Dollar Tree, to give it a little crunch instead of having croutons. And I put a can of tuna on it and some tomatoes, and then I top it with some kind of vinaigrette dressing. I'm doing this so that I can see where the lines are to cut. So anyway, I put my hand in the lettuce and put a handful in the bowl, and there was some slimy pieces in it, and I just can't eat slimy lettuce. So that went down the tubes. Well, I had some leftover sweet and sour dish that I'd made. I cook for too many people, so I had frozen some, but this was in the fridge. I figured I'd eat it probably tonight or tomorrow, something. Anyway, I got that out, and I got it heated, and I was seeing if it was hot enough, and I pulled it out of the microwave and put it back in, went to put it back in, and dropped it on the floor. Thank goodness it was on top of a bunch of bags I was going to take back to Walmart, plastic bags to put in their bin, because otherwise I would have had to clean up this sloppy mess all over the floor. But there went my dinner. So I had a grilled cheese sandwich. So I hope everybody's having a good day. All right, what we have here is we have 9 squares, and I'm going to take my ruler. You could do this with scissors if you want. I don't do so well with scissors, so I'm going to do it with my ruler and my razor blade. And I'm going to cut from this edge 2 squares down. Okay, I'm going to have to do that again. It didn't cut through all the way. Whoops, there it did. Go all the way. It did. All right, now I'm going to turn it around this way because I'm right-handed, and for some reason it works better coming toward me than going away from me. Or starting at that point. I do better coming toward that point. I had been watching a lot of videos of other people on YouTube, and I was getting ideas from them, but I can use those in 6 months or something when they're not brand new from their channels. I don't want to take somebody's ideas right away and use them. It's kind of like plagiarism. All right. So here we have this paper that's cut like this. So what we do is we fold this, and then you fold it this way. Wait a minute. See, I'm getting myself confused already. Okay, we're going to fold it this way, and then this way, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this. You're never going to have anything that folds over more than itself. In other words, you're never going to have like this piece folding all the way over here. Although that actually would make a good closure for it to have a piece doing that. That's an idea. Okay, while I'm doing this, I'm going to think on that. I tried to decide how to make a closure on it. Anyway, so we have this nice little booklet with 2 different sides. And I guess you could make it out of one-sided paper and then cover one side with, you could cover one side with a bunch of different things on it, the white side, a bunch of different patterns. But anyway, we're going to start out. I have to decide which I want to be the front of it. Do I want it to be this one or this one? And that is a question. And if I do that, then I can wrap this around and make it a, gives me one less thing to decorate, but it does make a good closure. I think I'm going to do that. I think that's going to be my closure. So I am going to put a little X on it so I know that that's the closure. I don't want to decorate that one. Which means the front of it will have to be decorated different, but that's okay. All right. So I'm going to start out, I guess I'm going to start with the red one then. That's going to be my front. And I'm going to start with it, and I'm not going to do anything on that one right now. I am going to do something here. I need some pockets. And I have some papers here that I've had, scrap papers, different things, and we're not going to want anything too big because otherwise it won't work. I don't know about that because it's white on beige. Let's see what else I have. Oh, I could use this piece. This one. I think I'll do that. I hadn't taken the white edges off of this one because I didn't think I would use it last night. As a matter of fact, I didn't use it last night. But I am going to use it now. Yeah, make sure I've got it on the edge. I'm not the best paper tearer either, but I'm getting better at it. Hope everybody's having good weather. We're hot and we're dry. I came home last night and noticed one of my bushes in the front. I have a, yeah. Anyway, I have a bush out in front and it was just, looked like it was on its last leg dry, so I had to water. And of course, I didn't put any mosquito spray on me before I did that, so I got chewed up by some mosquitoes. Nasty things. But I watered, got my poor little bushes watered, so they look a little bit better today. It's really bad. I'm not a very good gardener, but I like to have flowers, so that's kind of the way it is. I'm looking for my little blue scoreboard. Oh, it's up here. No wonder I couldn't find it down there. I left it where it was handy. Because I don't like to fold down. I like the tops of these folded down so that there's no, so they're stronger, but I don't like to hand fold them down because I don't do a very good job. And then I got in here to my craft room and a little while ago and found my pin out of my glue, so I've got to put that in the hot water later. Thank goodness I have another one that I can use. Otherwise, I'd really be in trouble. I like my art glitter glue. Oh, and don't tell me this one's stuck too. Nope, it just didn't want to come out of the top. All right. I want to get this going here so this video isn't that long. This needs a little trim here. And I am going to ink it. Inking is not necessary. You all know that. If you don't like to ink, don't do it. As my instructor at my water aerobics says, she starts the class and she, especially if there's new people, and she says, if it hurts, don't do it. So if you don't like to ink, don't do it. That's all there is to it. It's a personal choice. And by the way, the instructor is over 80 years old. She is very dynamic. Wow, I'm getting a straight line tonight. I can't believe it. I never get a straight line on my glue. All right. I have a pocket there. Should have put it down a little bit further, but that's okay. All right, let's see what else I have that I can put on here, because I've got a lot of things, a lot of places to put things. It doesn't really go with it, but it doesn't clash too much. I think I'll put something here. And I think this one can be a side tuck. So I'm gonna tear it at 3 inches this way, and it is 1, 2, 3, 4.5. That's too tall. I'm gonna have to tear some of it off up here. All right. And I'm going to fold it down. Let's see if I fold it down. Yeah, that'll work. I like to press the folds down a little bit. And I definitely want to glue this down. And we will ink again. Sorry you have to watch me ink, but I like to make sure the white edges are covered, and I kind of think it gives a little bit of definition and so forth. I need to fold that back over so I don't get confused. All right. What I kind of thought with this was that it would be interesting to open it up one piece at a time instead of the whole thing, and find something different on every page, a surprise or whatever on every time you opened it. And I was thinking about it last night in bed that you could probably use 2 12 by 12 papers and attach them to each other, and then use those and have bigger squares, have like 6 by 6 by doing that. Okay, now I don't remember which way this is going to go. Okay, it's going to fold over like this. Or this. Which way is it going to go? Okay, it folds that way and that way. I guess it doesn't really matter. Oh, let me see what I have to go here. I have a lot of like document type things that I think would look good on these. I like this one up here. I think I'm going to use this one. And I'm actually going to use scissors on this, because I don't want to cut through the whole page. I know it's going to need to be cut down a bit. Let's see, which end do I want to cut? Neither one. I think I'll cut a little bit off of both. I like the writing so much, I don't want to cut it off. If I put that there, will it close? Yes, it will. And I would like to put something on the back of this so that it's easier, it's stronger, and I don't want to fold it over necessarily. Let's see what I have. Oh, look at that. That's just about the perfect size. And I didn't press that glue around. I need to do that. Ink it. Now, I may not go all the way through here and put the pockets in. I may just put a few and then see about what we want to do to decorate and put some tags, make some tags. And then I can do the rest of it in another video. Like I said, I don't want this one to be too long. All right, now I want something a little bit different. I think I might want a belly band, or that would make a different tuck spot, wouldn't it? Yeah, let's do that. I wasn't going to do any fussy cutting, but I guess I'm going to be doing some. My daughter and son-in-law have had a student from Oxford, England, with them, a medical student. My son-in-law is a pediatrician, and the young man's been there going to work with him for the last few days. But he's going back to England back to school. I guess he's got a few years before he will become a real doctor. I don't know whether it's like a work-study program or because he couldn't work in the office. He's not licensed in Nevada, of course. But my daughter took him out to a place called Red Rocks and showed him those because he'd never been to the United States before. She wanted him to see the red rocks in the area. So she took him out there and she sent a picture of him against the rocks. He's so cute. It looked like a little boy. And what's funny is their cat liked him. This cat, when I was there for 2 weeks and then gone for a couple of weeks and then back for 2 weeks, the cat came down and saw me about twice. I don't know whether my little dog scared the cat off, but she grew up with a dog. So I don't know. But anyway, she did not want to hang out with us. She came down and looked at all of us and took off. So, but she let him pet her. Funny little thing. Animals are really funny. I was talking to a friend today and she said she bought a new, I don't know what you call them for cats to climb in. You know, the towers with the different levels and stuff. And she'd bought a new one. And she said she ordered it from the same company their old one was from. And this one, the old one had some scratch areas on the outside of it, and this one doesn't. And her cats just don't like it at all. None of them, and I don't know how many she has, at least 2. But she said they do not like this new thing at all. They can't scratch on it. And she said the one goes out on the back porch and sits by the old one, which she still has there. Sits by the old one and looks at it with longing. I think that's cute. I don't know. I don't know. We haven't had a cat at our house in a long, long time. I think the last one we had was, my goodness, my kids were little, and my youngest one's going to be 48 this year. Yeah, he's going to be 48 this year, so they were little the last time we had a cat, so it's been a while. All right, let's move on to the next one. Whoops, nope. The next one's this way. I don't know if I'm opening it the right way or not. Okay, let me see what else I have over here. It's kind of matchy-matchy, but there'll be some left, so I can do that too. Oops, where was I? I guess I'm here. And I can tear off a strip for a belly band. I think I will do that. So I'm hoping everybody's good. Yesterday was my little sister's birthday. We're getting old, both of us. I'm 4 years older than her. And she and her husband went Sunday and bought themselves a new truck. And they bought the truck because they're buying a travel trailer. And the reason they're doing that is because they have a little dog that they can't leave anywhere. He's actually autistic, which her vet didn't didn't think that that was a thing, but I looked it up, and they don't call it autism in dogs, but they can be that way. That poor little thing, he goes around in circles. Before he'll do anything, he has to circle and circle and circle, and then he'll do it. And so anyway, and he's terrified of noises and different things. He's too big to get on an airplane, even if he wouldn't be terrified. I don't know which way this goes. I'm assuming it's going that way. Okay. So they decided they were never going to be able to go anywhere. You can't leave an animal in a motel room while you go out to eat or anything like that, and you can't take them in a restaurant. So they decided they were going to buy a travel trailer. And my brother-in-law looked into a bunch of them, and he decided that the Airstream keeps its value the most, so they're buying an Airstream. And he wanted to get one of the smaller ones until she pointed out that the shower wasn't big enough. That you had to sit on the toilet to use the shower, and so they're getting one that's a little bigger than that. But they don't have it. They didn't have one in California, so it's being driven down from Washington State. So they're all excited so that when I come next time, we can travel. Well, I think this green would be okay. Maybe, see how far we can go over. I can make a side pocket here. But I think before I do that, I'm going to tear it off this other way. Anyway, I'm happy because they don't ever go anywhere. I mean, they just don't go anywhere. They used to travel about 4 hours away from where they lived to go visit my mom. And then after she passed away, they were buying the house that she was living in. They were paying for it. And when she passed away, he fixed up the house and painted and did different things to it, and then they sold it. So they didn't go down there anymore, so they don't go anywhere. When I was there, we went out to Santa Cruz, and we went up in the Redwoods on a train ride and different things like that. But other than that, they don't go anywhere. So I'm kind of happy they're going to buy a trailer so that they can go places. My sister said, well, I've never been to Yosemite. You can't get camping reservations in Yosemite. It takes 2 years. But you can stay somewhere outside the park and drive in. You don't have to make reservations to stay there. I mean, to stay somewhere else and then drive in. I probably should have done it the other way so it's easier. Well, it won't matter. It folds out flat. It's not like it's going to be a page fold. Okay, I'm going to ink this one. Trying to watch my time here. I may have to stop the recording and start it again and make it in 2 different pieces so that I can do what I need to do with it. I'm not real savvy with things like that, so I'm learning. But like I said, I'm not real good at it yet. I should probably talk to my daughter because she does a YouTube channel for a Scottish clan, and she edits things, and I know she's interviewed some people that were probably over an hour interview. So maybe she knows what to do. I don't know. It just didn't want me to load it and edit it. And because I record on my phone, I couldn't edit it on my phone. I can hardly see the video on the phone, so it left some problems. All right, let's see. I've used that and that. Oh my. I could cover a whole page. Just have it be something different. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. Let me see here. Yep, that would work. I'm going to do one that goes all the way across a pocket, and that's perfect, that buyer's guide thing. Right, and of course, I'm going to ink it. I will probably ink all the pages in this folder, the edges that I haven't already inked, but I'm not going to subject you guys to that. All right, and I'm going to take this and fold it. Should have just folded it in half. Okay, and I'm going to put a little bit of glue up here. So that it stays separate pockets. And then I'm going to put glue down here and across the bottom. And I'm only going to do one side at a time so I can get it on straight. All right. Well, that's not as straight a line as I got with the first one, or that other one, but that's okay. I got it. And I'm going to put the pin back in this because it acted like it wasn't too happy. While I decide what else we're doing here. Okay. Now if I'm going to fold this over the front, I can't decorate the inside of that. I could, I guess, but it's only one-sided anyway, so let me see that I got all the blue ones decorated. Oops, I did, and they're sticking together. Okay. Now I want to work on the pinkish side. And I have no idea where I got this paper. I think I got it, I don't know. I got it somewhere years ago. I got like 4 or 5 pages of the same stuff. I'm going to do something to cut this because I'm getting myself confused here. This isn't the shape it's going to end up being, but that'll differentiate it so I know not to decorate those parts. All right. So I want to open this up. And I probably could put something on here, but that'll be the back. We'll see. We'll see. All right, let's see what we want to do with this. I have this kind of crazy stuff that looks almost like it matches, and I think I'm going to put that on there as a pocket. It's kind of monotonous. They end up being pockets and tucks and all that stuff, but it's how we embellish them that's going to make the difference. So that's what's going to make them different, is how they're embellished. Okay, looks like I can tear that. Well, I'm going to tear it this way. So if I want to use some of these other pieces, I can. Some of these might make good tags. Who knew? And I think since I'm going to fold this over anyway, let me see here. Maybe I'll make this a little side tuck thing, because I kind of like the flower of the mandala or whatever it is in the middle. I think that's kind of cute. So let's see. Looks like I need to chop off a little bit along here, or the top. Yeah, do it backwards and upside down. And I think I'll make an envelope, if I can make one that looks decent and works well. Maybe I ought to just cover this or make that the front cover. I think I'm going to save that and make that the front cover. And I have this. But something's going to be upside down if I do this, isn't it? Well, that's life. I'm going to try and get it straight, though, so I don't tear it crooked, which is just about what I was ready to do. All right, let's see if I can make an envelope. Whatever I do, it's going to be upside down. Well, no, that could be right side up there for this part of the envelope. And this will be upside, no, that's right side up too. Ooh, that's a bonus. All right. Now I need to get it down to, let me measure. These are supposed to be 4 inches, but I think it depends on what paper you start with. Okay, that is 4 inches. So I think I want it folded at about 2.5 for the bottom part. And the top part can fold down a little bit further. I think I'll fold it down about 1 3/4, about that. Now it needs to be 4 inches across. So I'm going to mark that. I'm not going to eyeball it. I am not that good at eyeballing. Okay, so this is almost 5 inches. Let me get it to where it's kind of centered. And I want 1, 2, 3 and a half, 1.5, 2.5, 3.5. Well, that doesn't work. Okay, I can put it right there. 4 inches. Now, I need to mark it or score it. Probably should score it. That'll give me straight lines. Much better than what I can do. Much better than what I can do. So anybody that's new out there, oops, not with that. You can do these projects that everybody puts up. You can learn how to do them and make them. Just watch enough videos of people. And I guess YouTube's having some problems. I watch Eve at Scrapbooking with Me, and she said she's been looking for some people that she likes to watch, and she can't find them. And now I've seen other people posting that there's problems with YouTubers are quitting or something. So please support the people you like. We don't want them to quit. I have so many that I'm subscribed to that I can't even watch them all in a day. But I can watch some of them. And not everybody puts up a video every day. I know Kathy from Kathy's Garden does pretty much. I admire her being able to do that because I can't. And she comes up with really good ideas too. Really great ideas. All right, now I want, and I don't think oh, I have that I can do. I wanted to round off, whoops, wrong place. I wanted to round off this top here. Guess I ought to burnish my folds before I do anything. And I wanted to round it off. That's what I wanted, that right there. All right. Let's get this. Oh, that is so perfect. That's what I wanted, was my, what do you call it? Not a protractor, is it? I don't think so. It might be, I don't know. And it doesn't say what it is on it. Okay. That's a cute little envelope. And I am going to ink it, of course. Almost sounded like it was raining outside. I doubt that very highly. Not supposed to rain till next week. If then. They give us these predictions, 40% chance and stuff like that, and you kind of go, yeah, right. Maybe. Maybe. I think I'm going to do a little smudging here so this isn't so white. And down here a bit. All right. I was watching a video, Cute Babies or something, and there was a little set of twins laying side by side, and the one had a pacifier in his or her mouth. I don't know which they were, and the other one was sucking on that one's little finger. I thought that was so cute. I have twins, they're my oldest, and they would lay and look at each other for hours, just looking when they were babies before they did very much. They just lay there and look at each other. I figured they knew each other because my son was very active, and I knew it was him because when I'd get in the bathtub, the baby, which my doctor told me I was only having one, this is back before ultrasounds, and the baby would arch up out of the water, arch in my stomach out of the water. And after they were born, my son would arch up out of the water when I put him in the bathtub. I wanted to give him a bath. He did not like that. So I knew he was the one that did that. Okay, I'm happy with that. I'm going to glue it. And a lot of people have, I'm just going to put some glue there. A lot of people have patterns for making envelopes. Whoops, I don't want to glue that part. And that's fine. If you want a pattern, you can have one and use it, but you don't have to have it. You don't have to have it. And I didn't need my glue to go up that high. So I'm going to end up wiping some off. Didn't want it up that high on that one. Okay, now this envelope is going to go here. Ooh, that'll barely close, but it does. I don't want to have to cut that envelope down. Okay. And you could leave the top open or the side and have a tuck there, but I think there's going to be enough pockets in this little thing that it's not going to need extras. I just don't think it's going to need more. This will be plenty. Ooh. Top layer of paper tore there. That's not good. Get it straightened out so I can push it back over and glue it. Okay. Okay, I have an envelope there. I need something here. I have some book page. I'd have to back it with something though, because it's pretty fragile. I don't know how old it is. It was a paperback book that I got at a thrift store. And it looked old paper, so I thought that's good for using book page in journals that needs to look like it's old. Okay. Let's see here what I have. I think I'm just going to use a piece of this, since I don't need to use this anymore. Actually, I may use 2 pieces of it because the book page is flimsy and this isn't too thick. And I'm just going to glue the whole thing and then probably cut it down to what I want. I don't know what the book was about, but it doesn't look like it's got anything inappropriate in it, so at least not that I've seen. I bought one book at Dollar Tree, and I didn't look at what it was about. I just looked at the book itself, and I actually used the cover for a journal, the book cover, and tore out the pages, and when I started looking at the pages, there was blatant sex on every page just about, and I'm just not, I'm not that kind of person. I don't watch R-rated movies, and I don't like that kind of thing, so it didn't make me very happy to have that. So those are pages that I glue on. And hope nobody sees. All right, let's get my chopper out here. Let's see what we can do with this. All right. I was thinking I might just leave it square and have it be a tuck spot. Or I could cut off the corner, but I've done that on other ones. So let's just make it actually, I could just glue it along the bottom. I don't know how that would work. I don't know how that would work, so we'll just, oops, ink. I keep getting out of frame here. Sorry about that. I get closer to myself. I've got so much stuff under the desk that if I want to stretch out, I can't get... Oh, I could have made this a top tuck. Too late. Maybe I'll make a top tuck on another one, because I have a few more pages to do. All right. Here we go. We have another one, and I think I'm going to go with some butterflies on this one. Let's do 3 3/4. And I think I'm going to just tear this in half and make half of it a pocket and the other half a pocket. Because if I fold down the top of the bottom one, you won't see the butterflies that are on it. And that will work. So I got a comment from someone the other day saying that she thought she knew where I'd lived when I said it had the perfect temperature year-round. I don't know whether she had guessed the right place or not. I was talking about Lompoc, California. It's along the coast, the Central Coast area. It's between San Luis Obispo and Santa Barbara. And it is just about perfect year-round there, or it used to be. Now it's occasionally gets pretty hot. And it even froze one year, which it had never done. I had bougainvillea growing up over my back fence, and it froze the bougainvillea. I never heard of that before. All right, it even killed some of the ice plant that was around. And ice plant, that's the only way you can kill it, is to freeze it. You get that stuff growing, and it's like a disease. Now I have this, and I have this. I think I'll use a piece from both sides, just to kind of coordinate the colors on this a little bit, on this one. And I'm going to have to tear the white off of this top part. Well, no, I don't have to. Let me see here. If I tear it off, I'm hoping that it printed straight. And I can use that top piece to fold down. So I know I want them to be about 3 1/2. Oh, I do need to tear off the white. Tear it or cut it off the end here. Probably don't need the other end torn off. All right, let's do 3.5. There's 3. Actually, I do 3 3/4. I love the grid mat because you can pretty well figure out where you want to tear it by the grid. All right, and I'll tear this one off at the same thing, 3 3/4, but I'm going to use this other side of it. I printed these when I was first getting started. I don't know where I got the paper from. I must have it loaded into my tablet somewhere, but I don't know where. Okay. Scoreboard. I could just score them with my ruler, but we'll just use the scoreboard and make it easy. Lady that said she thought she knew where it was, said she now lives in Washington, and I thought, yeah, we lived in Washington too. We lived in the Tacoma area when we first got married, and when my husband was in the Army there, and then he got out of the Army, and we stayed up there for a couple of years, and our twins were born there after he got out of the Army, and they were born in October of 1970, and we moved in, I think, March of 71. And when we got south a ways, like starting into California where there was sunshine, they started squinting. They hadn't been out in the sun that much. Well, we were there. We saw Mount Rainier maybe twice in, let's see, 2.5 years, 2 years. And my husband said in the time he was there before we got married, he'd only seen it once or twice. It just always had clouds over it. Now, we went on a trip to Alaska, and we left out of Seattle, and it was beautiful and sunny when we left, and when we got back, and people said, yeah, it's gotten real sunny here and nice. That's wonderful. I'm glad that it's done that for the people that live there, because it was, and at the time, Boeing was closing down they had a bunch of plants there, and they were closing them, and people were having to move out of the area, and there was a big billboard that said, well, the last one out of Seattle, please turn off the lights. That was funny. It was sad, but it was funny because a lot of people were losing their jobs. Now, what's next? The front. Going to be the flap that way. That folds over. And I was going to put this on the front, I think. Definitely needs something behind it or around it or something. And let's see if we can get this down here even. Well, something wasn't even on this paper. That's okay. Sometimes when you have something, you have a little bit extra at the bottom. And I'm probably going to put other things on it anyway, except I wanted it, I don't know which way I wanted it. All right, we'll just put it like that. And it's going to need to be cut. What did I do with that thing? I want to use this again. Yep, I want to use this again to round this off. Let's see. I really want it rounded. need to put some distress ink on this fold so I can see where it is, because I want to cut just about down to there, rounded just about down to there, so that all I have to do is just put an eyelet in it. Well, I could use the inside. Yes, I can use the inside of it. Match it up right there. Okay, so is anybody doing anything exciting for Labor Day? I'm hoping that one of my sons will decide to head to a water park and invite me to go along. I mean, I could go by myself, but that's not as much fun as going with family. And we have some pretty good water parks around here. Yep, that's definitely going to need an eyelet in it so I can tie something around it to hold it closed. And actually, it could be kind of, I think I'm going to score it a little bit loose, which I should have thought of before I cut it, but that's all right. It could be folded so that it can hold all the ephemera that's going to go in it. I don't want it to be too tight. So the ephemera can't fit. That wouldn't be any fun. Now I think that's going to make a cute little journal. Enclosure for a journal. I don't know. Papers here, let's see. What would look good with that? Oh, that would be cute if I had a bigger area there, but I don't. And I want something that'll kind of go with it, or... Well, that has the pinks and the blues. Okay, this sheet's it. Whether it fits or not, this is it. I'm probably going to have to re-glue it. All right. You don't need to watch me trim this off and fix it up. Oh, I did put that on crooked. Wow. I put it on over that part too. Well, I could glue it there. All right. I will see you in the next video. This is Camille from My Junk Journal Heaven. Please like and subscribe. And you can tell your friends. Thanks for watching. Bye.